Trinity, you are so right. This is my soul sister from another. I was Trinity in a past life. Hold on. I was Trinity in a past life. Yes. This is my soul sister. What's good, y'all? Lonnie Appleton here. I am a healthy family advocate. If that's your type of content, please feel compelled to follow, comment, share, repost videos with your community so that we can grow our community. I 100% agree that I'm supposed to be here, but you stopped listening after I said I'm not supposed to be here. Pause. Telling these stories, because most people who have been through what I've been through aren't sitting here with a smile on their face, aren't genuinely fulfilled and happy, and definitely are not out here healing publicly to help others heal. So you are 1,000% right. I am supposed to be here. I know in the meditation session that I just had and the realization that I just had, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am destined for greatness. I know because I was told in 2013, I had a blog in 2013 called Lonnie Lifestyle, where I blogged about my life. And my tagline at the time was to live my life out loud. I am living my life out loud, which means I'm telling all my business. It's been impressed upon me to tell my business. I don't know why it's weird, but here we are. What's even weirder is my family is open to telling their business too. I am not strong-arming or bullying my family into, ooh, girl, let me tell this story. No, I'm like, hey, can I share this? And they're like, I don't care. Even my husband, I understand my kids, but my husband, he married into this, and he's still like, it's cool. And I had a conversation with my husband last night. I was like, man, I really wish you would document your process, because you are really going to help men. Because even though you're resistant, which most evolution comes from women, feminine energy, and they bring it to their men, masculine energy. And if they're moving any way in their feminine energy, they're going to be slow to follow the woman's lead, but they're going to do it. But there's resistance. Like I told my husband, you've been on this earth for 49 years. Here I am coming since February, like, you need to change everything about yourself. You're supposed to resist. But I was like, you're slowly evolving. And as you change, if you documented that, all you got to do is journal. Then offer your journal, because people are going to want to know, especially men, what was your process to evolve to a better space and be the man you're truly meant to be in this lifetime. So yes, honey bunny, my sister from another, I'm definitely supposed to be here, living my life out loud. I just 100% agree. If no one is making the effort to change, then you definitely can go off of their patterns of behavior, if you choose. But here's another viewpoint. What's good, John? Lonnie Appleton. I am a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, sharing, reposting videos, and sharing with your community to help our community grow. Secondly, I want to say anything I say is just me sitting and thinking. I am not Yoda, Buddha, or the Dalai motherfucking Lama. Was that disrespectful? Anyway, I'm none of these authorities, and take what I say with a grain of thought. Yes, take it with a grain of thought. Ooh, that might be something. Take it with a grain of salt, but take it with a grain of thought, because anything I say, if it causes you to think, then I did my job. Because all of us feel we need to stop thinking once we graduate from whatever program we have graduated from. They have made or left such a distaste in our mouth about learning that when we are asked to continue to learn and grow, we reject that. Look, we only use 1 to 5% of our brain. How can you ever tell me you're done learning when you only use 1 to 5% of this big ass thing in your head? You should be learning 99.99% of your lifetime. Damn, when you die, you need to be like, oh, this is what it's like to die. Your last motherfucking lesson. You're right, if no one's doing the work, then definitely call a spade a spade. But everyone in my house, in their own way, is doing the work. Everyone in my house is making the effort. So in the case of Angel, in the case of me, in the case of everybody, in the background of my videos, I'm assuming the people who are watching my videos are doing the work. So if we're doing the work, the next step of doing the work is not holding people's pasts against them. Best example that I could give is when I was going to go to Derek's graduation. We have a family group text. excellent tool to keep in touch. I sent a message through the group text and I was like, hey, I got the principal to acknowledge Derek during his graduation if anybody wants to go. Ezra replied with, that's the same time as Bailey's graduation. Andre Jr. didn't reply at all. Now, I didn't just go off on myself and to get this, because when you want to give a gift, you take people into consideration, right? I had a conversation with Dre earlier. How I find out how to give gifts is I just start asking random questions, and people haven't caught on that this is my method. I'm still able to surprise people with stuff, but just asking questions. I was like, if the school acknowledged Derek, would you like that? And Dre was like, yeah. But when I got the principal to acknowledge Derek, Dre was like, I can't go to that. It would be too painful to be at a ceremony that my child is supposed to be at. I was like, I respect that. Since I'm telling this story, let's turn this into a twofold teaching. Dre was like, I don't want you to be mad at me because I don't want to go. And in the past, my ego would have gotten upset. See, he hasn't updated his lens. I was like, yeah, in the past, I would be mad that I went through all this effort. I asked you if this is something that you would like. You said it would. And then I go and do it. And you're like, oh no, it's going to make me cry. All right, the fact that I mocked his voice, maybe there's some work to be done there. But I was like, my ego be damned. If it's going to be painful at a celebration of your son, don't go. In my opinion, a gift should not cause pain or sadness. By all means, my friend, sit this one out. But Dre's so used to me throwing a tantrum when I don't get my way, I have to walk him back and say, no, seriously, I'm okay. When I say it's okay, I mean it. So that's an example of Dre not updating his lens. He's so used to the Lonnie that flips out when she doesn't get her way. I've gained some emotional intelligence since then. So that is an example of someone doing the work and you failing to update your lens and you're still believing they're going to react the way that they have in the past. Now here's an example of someone who is not doing the work, but it's still important to update your lens. When I sent that text message to my stepchildren and didn't respond, I went and I spoke to Dre and I was like, you know, that hurts my feelings. And in the past, I would respond with anger because I'm like, damn, I do all this for these kids and they don't appreciate But I'm sharing this with Dre and Dre's like, and then he goes into how it could be painful for them. You can't base your joy off of someone else's pain. You don't know what somebody else is experiencing, especially with the death of a sibling. Dre got me put together very well that night and I was like, damn, I respect it and I respect you. Okay, sexy daddy. I respected it more than it hurt my feelings because like most men, Dre doesn't speak. He doesn't share his feelings. So while he's sitting there thinking I'm upset because he told me that he doesn't want to attend because it'll make him sad, I'm sitting there marveling at him like, oh, let me find out this nigga over here sharing his feelings. Baby, you share your feelings, you being transparent with me. That was a message inside the message. Now we're moving on to the day of the graduation. I'm dropping everybody off at Bailey's graduation. I'm getting ready to go over to Tempe, and Andre Jr. says I'm going to go with Lonnie because I want to hear my brother's name. It was exactly in that moment that I realized, damn, I haven't updated my lens because I'm still thinking they on that BS. So this message is as much for me as it is for you. We need to stop pigeonholing what doing the work is supposed to look like. Because what I just realized in my doing the work and my making the efforts to improve my relationship with my stepchildren, I am indirectly or inadvertently teaching them or guiding them through the work even though they're not actively doing the work. So even though I think that my stepchildren are still on that BS, when my stepson said, I'm going with Lonnie, I was like, dang, I got my feelings hurt behind nothing. I got my feelings hurt for looking at you through an old lens. And that day was so beautiful. Me and my stepson had lots of conversations about his mental space and his spiritual space and where he's headed. We had our first real conversation for the first time this entire year, and it's June. So the point that I'm making is my stepson may or may not have done the work, but that doesn't mean I don't update my lens and take him at face value. Because not doing so, I am putting something on those kids that they don't deserve. Now that I know about emotional intelligence, I look at how those babies were raised, and I'm like, them babies don't know how to express themselves, and that's not their fault. But what is my error and my fault is engaging with them today through yesterday's eyes. And now look, y'all run y'all's life however you choose to. If I say something in a video, I just want you to think, which you do. And I love it, sis. But what I want to say is, if you are growing and moving forward and you want your relationships to be okay, then you are ridding yourself of lower vibrational beings and activities and people who are stuck in the mud. You rid yourself of the need to hold people accountable and you give them the benefit of the doubt. I sent myself through a cycle of BS that I didn't even need to go through if I could just grant my stepson, who is not actively doing the work, some understanding. So yes, I agree. If somebody's not doing the work, you should pay attention to their past. But if you're doing the work, I would encourage you to stop living in the past today. That's it. But I don't live your life. I don't know your truth. And like I said, this video is just coming from one perspective. I am not giving a dissertation. Something you guys all need to know is 99% of the time, I am downloading as I'm recording. So whatever the heck comes out my mouth is what comes out. And what comes out is not all encompassing. But if it causes you to think, then I did my job. What's good, y'all? Lonnie Appleton here, and I have uncovered or discovered or I have figured out inspiration. What's good, John? Lonnie Appleton. I'm a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, reposting videos with your community so that our community can grow. Yes, it is 4 p.m. and I still have not made my bed. I actually just got out the bed. I was finally inspired to do so. All right, y'all, inspiration. I received this last night. I was woken up at 2 a.m. with a message for Andre Jr. based on our conversation that we had after the graduation. I sent him that, and then of course a little piece that I sent to him then sent me on a whole new tangent that I'm journaling about. You know, if you guys aren't journaling, you're missing out on a learning opportunity for yourself. Journaling is downloading. You are going through your day, and have I talked about journaling? When you journal from two perspectives. You journal from your physical experience, and you journal from your spiritual experience. But I'm going to leave it at that because that's not this conversation. Inspiration. Our spirit came, no, our soul. Our spirit is our physical form in this lifetime, right? This is per my understanding. So y'all going to hop into comments about, well, per my research. Man, fuck your research. I'm just joking. I mean, that's how I feel on the inside. But this new reformed Lonnie, she's real nice. So she's just like, you should really trust your research then. According to me, we came to this earth, we are duality. We are spirit, we are soul. Previous video that explains that. But the point that I'm making is our soul came here pre-programmed. Our soul came here to learn and experience certain things. What we experience in this lifetime is not random. Everything that you have experienced, everything that I have experienced has been very specific to our specific journeys. So if we come to this earth knowing exactly what we need to learn and know what we need to experience to learn those things, that means that the things that we need to be experienced, we somehow must be drawn to them, right? How the hell are we drawn to them, y'all? Inspiration. So we really need to get drawn into, we're doing a lot of drawing, but we really need to dial down and to know what our inspiration feels like for us. So when people are like, you need to know what your feelings feel like, this video is a jumbled mess. So it's our job to dial into what our inspiration is and what we are drawn to, because the things that we are drawn to, guess what? We are already pre-programmed with the how-to. We are pre-programmed. That's why we're drawn to it. That's why we're good at things without even trying it. And some of us are gooder than others. Hell yeah, we're gooder. Y'all motherfuckers be better. We gooder over here. When we're moving in inspiration, we have a certain level of skill level that's already there. The reason why we have that skill level that's already built in, pre-programmed into us, because our soul knew if it was too difficult, our spirit would quit. So if we could switch our definition of success from monetary gain and actually know that the success is learning to trust ourselves, and then when we learn to trust ourselves, we could really become powerful. We're going to get real powerful up in this bed. What I'm saying is I've been drinking my green smoothie and my downloads have been coming more frequently, and I'm getting some good stuff, y'all. Get at me.